you want to take the authentic happiness strengths test, right? So I've done, again, coming from a psychological background, I've done a plethora of different psychometric tests. So tests that measure different aspects of your psychology. But my favorite by far has been the authentic happiness signature strengths test, or the VIA. It means virtues in action signature strengths test. So you can go on to VIA.com or you can go on to AuthenticHappiness.com and look at one of the drop downs for the survey, the signature strength survey. I don't know if you guys do show notes, but you could pop that in the show notes. You go on there, you take the test. Now, I've taken this test every year, 3 times a year, every year for the past 10 years, because I look for predictability. And the same 5 to 7 strengths have appeared every single time. And it's not one of these tests where we would all have the same strengths. It's very different.
Relative to the individual.
Relative to the individual. So the idea is that you start to think about, what could some of my unique strengths be? So you start to write some thoughts down. You go and do the objective tests, and it spits out, it produces 5 of your strongest strengths, and you compare the 2. You utilize other people, especially those who won't judge you, or are willing to have open-minded conversations. So like, I could do that with you guys. And it has to be someone who's known you for a substantial enough period of time to get an insight into, your weakest moments, your strongest moments. And then you put that together. So you've got your own subjective thoughts. You've got what others think. You've got an objective measure, what the test thinks. And then you play with that in the field of life. For example, how did I come to conclude that one of my high strengths is social intelligence, right? Now, you can have my strengths and I can have yours. You can't have mine and I can't have yours. That's true and not true. Because you could have the strength of social intelligence, as could you, but where it's different is the justification piece. So how do you justify that is your strength? And I justify that social intelligence is one aspect of social intelligence is one of my high strengths in this way. So first, what is that strength? It's the ability to meet people and build relationships effortlessly and quickly. So what do I mean by that? I'm in a queue at Waitrose, Tesco's, Morrison's, and I'm chatting to someone. Within 90 seconds, I'm on first name terms. I know their kids, I know their values, I know some of their goals, and we've connected on LinkedIn or via WhatsApp. It doesn't always happen that way, but it happens a lot. That's not normal. Only in the last 5 years have I realised that that's not that normal. For it to happen that effortlessly. Because a unique strength is unlike a habit. Habits have to be birthed and worked for. Mm-hmm. Your inherent strengths, your core genius, your unique strengths, they don't. You just have to identify them and align with them, or identify them and condition them. Does that make sense? It's a bit different from a habit. It's less effortful once you're aware of it. The effort is in the understanding and the identification, then it's just easier. So anyway, that's one of my high strengths. Social intelligence, but the ability to make friends easily and build relationships quickly. How did I come to that understanding? It's a combination of what you've been born with, plus what you've been exposed to and experienced throughout life. So again, born with an open-minded, an open, warm, extroverted, gregarious personality. I was exposed to many different sects of society. Like my grandmother always welcomed people in. My mum was a young mum. She had lots of friends, so I had lots of fake aunties. You know what it's like, fake uncles, that sort of stuff. So you're exposed to loads of different people. I've had about 35 jobs. I've been a topless butler, I've been a stripper, I've been an athlete, I've been an entrepreneur, but I've also been a drug dealer. I've also been a drug addict. I've equally rubbed noses with one of the 37th richest man in the world, Michael Dell. And I work with high-level corporate clients now. And so I've had loads of different feels, and I've been in loads of different social environments and had loads of different social experiences. But again, your strengths are what you've been born with, combined with what you've been exposed to and experienced. I've experienced a lot of social stuff, but it's hard to understand that that's a skill until someone makes you aware of it. Yeah. Because it's all subconscious. And you need to put some of the pieces together. But the objective test says social intelligence. There's clues throughout my life that says social intelligence in this very specific thing, making friends effortlessly and quickly. The test said it. I think it. Whenever I'm out in the field of life now, I can see that. So whenever you're in your field, the field of life, and you're out there and you're just living, ask yourself, after the fact, you find yourself in a joyful situation, ask yourself, could I have been operating from one of my signature strengths there? Or if you find yourself in a flow state and performing exceptionally well professionally, maybe, could I have been operating from one of my signature strengths tests? When you do that, when you combine past insights, this is your life, if you will, looking for data to dig into, knowledge for navigation. You've got the objective measure, what that spits out. You've got your own thoughts. You've got what other people tell you. And then you've got what's going on in the field of light. You put all that together and you start to build this knowledge base and you start to spiral upwards in concentric circles of awareness.